Once hailed as the most gifted playmaker of his generation, Mesut Ozil was untouchable. His vision, world-class. His passing, ridiculous. His calm under pressure, unmatched. From Real Madrid to Arsenal, Ozil lit up stadiums and broke assist records. But then, he disappeared. Dropped from squads, frozen out. Retired early. What happened to Mesut Ozil? This is the story of how football's genius became football's ghost. And once you see how it all really unfolded, you'll never look at his legacy the same way again. Chapter 1. A Star is Born. Mesut Ozil wasn't built like a modern footballer. He didn't sprint endlessly or press relentlessly. He floated, gliding between lines, reading space like sheet music. Born in Gelsenkirchen, Germany, to a Turkish family, Ozil grew up in a working-class neighborhood where football was survival and expression. He wasn't loud, he wasn't physical, he wasn't aggressive, but give him a ball and he became untouchable. Ozil would play alone for hours, kicking the ball against garage doors, practicing passes off uneven walls, learning to control chaos. His father was strict, his environment harsh, but those early street matches shaped his rhythm, his control, and most of all, his vision. At youth level, coaches were puzzled. He didn't dominate games like other prodigies. He didn't dribble past 5, he didn't score hat tricks, but he always picked the right pass. He always knew where the ball should go, 3 moves ahead. Schalke 04 gave him a chance at 17, but Ozil wasn't afraid to challenge the system. When contract negotiations stalled, he left, choosing playing time and freedom over prestige. He joined Werder Bremen and immediately became their heartbeat. He didn't just get assists, he invented them. Passes with the outside of the boot, no-look flicks, half-second decisions. He made football look like choreography. In 2009, he won the German Cup, and then came the 2010 World Cup. Just 21, Ozil was Germany's creative engine. He destroyed England, humiliated Argentina, and looked completely unfazed under pressure. His assist to close, a sprint followed by a no-look cross, went viral. The world watched, stunned. Barcelona looked, Bayern looked, but only one man moved fast. Mourinho didn't hesitate. Ozil said yes. Chapter 2. The Madrid mastermind. At Real Madrid, Ozil stepped into the spotlight and didn't blink. Under Jose Mourinho, he was the connector between chaos and control. Ronaldo, Benzema, Di Maria, Ozil made them all better. His chemistry with Cristiano was instant. Ozil would delay a pass by a fraction of a second, just long enough to let Ronaldo hit top speed. He became the most consistent creator in Europe. In 2011-12, Madrid scored a record 121 goals in La Liga. Ozil had 17 assists, many to Ronaldo, who scored 46 goals that year. He wasn't loud, he wasn't flashy off the pitch, but on it, he was the orchestra's conductor. Mourinho said, "He's the best number 10 in the world. If you love football, you love Ozil." At his peak, Ozil was compared to Zidane, not for power but for elegance. He made passing look like poetry. Where others needed 3 touches, he used 1. His opponents didn't know how to mark him. They'd try to press, but Ozil had already released the ball before they arrived. And yet, Real Madrid is ruthless. In 2013, the club signed Gareth Bale for a world record 100 million euros. They needed to sell someone. Ozil was chosen. Ronaldo was furious. "He was the player who best understood my movement," he said. Fans protested, teammates were shocked. Ozil cried when he left. Real didn't lose a player, they lost their creative soul, and Arsenal couldn't believe their luck. Chapter 3. The Arsenal Messiah. Ozil's arrival at Arsenal changed everything. For a decade, the club had been mocked for frugality and faded ambition. But this was different. 50,000 fans greeted him. Shirt sales exploded. On the pitch, he delivered. He made Olivier Giroud look like a poacher. He picked passes nobody else saw, through 5 defenders off 1 touch. In 2015-16, he created 146 chances. That number is still one of the highest ever in a single Premier League season. He didn't yell, he didn't dive into tackles, he created effortlessly. But Arsenal fell short of the title. Leicester shocked the world. Ozil kept creating, but the critics came louder. He doesn't track back. He hides in big games. Never mind that he ran more than many midfielders. Never mind that his teammates missed 5 to 6 clear chances per game. The English media had always struggled with players like Özil. Technical, quiet, introverted. They wanted captains, screamers, tacklers. Özil was none of that. He played like he didn't need the noise. But when results dropped, that became his weakness. In 2018, Arsenal gave him a record £350,000 a week deal. That contract became a curse. Suddenly, every loss was Özil's fault. Fans turned, media sharpened their knives. The joy began to fade, not all at once, but enough to change the tone of everything that followed. Chapter 4. The Fall. Things unraveled quickly. Unai Emery didn't trust him. He wanted runners, pressers. Özil wasn't that. Özil wanted to play as he always had, free, central, involved. Emery dropped him from key matches, questioned his motivation. Özil responded with subtle jabs on social media. The fans took sides. Then came 2018 and a storm. Özil posed with Turkish President Erdogan before the World Cup. The German media exploded. Accusations of disloyalty, national betrayal. Özil quit the national team after the tournament saying, "I am German when we win, but an immigrant when we lose." It was one of the most powerful and painful exits in modern football. He stood his ground, but paid the price. At Arsenal, tensions rose. Emery benched him without explanation. When Özil did play, the crowd was split. Some cheered, others groaned. Then came Mikel Arteta, a former teammate. Fans hoped for a reset, but Özil was dropped completely. Not registered for the league, not for Europa, not injured, just cut off. Some said it was tactical, others blamed his tweets supporting Uyghur Muslims, which reportedly upset Chinese partners. Özil trained, posted, waited, but nothing changed. For one of the most creative players of the era, silence was the cruelest end. Chapter 5. The End. In 2021, Özil left Arsenal, not as a legend, not as a hero, but as a ghost. He joined Fenerbahce, the club he'd dreamed of since he was a boy. Thousands came to the unveiling, banners, chants, hope. But the body couldn't follow the mind. Injuries, slow recoveries, conflicts with coaching staff. He played some beautiful moments, but not consistently. Eventually he was dropped again. Then came a quiet transfer to Başakşehir. In March 2023, Özil retired. No press conference, no testimonial, just an Instagram post. He was only 34, but the game had already moved on. His story didn't end with applause, it ended in stillness. A creative genius in a football world that stopped creating space for players like him. Özil's story isn't just about talent. It's about timing, politics, and a game that left no room for artists. He didn't fade because he got worse. He faded because football changed, from genius to ghost. And if you want more stories like this, subscribe, because there's a lot more they're not telling you.